Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shantae. I'm your host Shadow HV3 and I'm ready to entertain. In the last episode we went ahead and ventured inside the Twinkle Palace and got halfway through the palace, but this episode we're going to go ahead and finish off Twinkle Palace. We just have a couple more baby warp squids left to collect as well as a few keys, so let's go ahead and get started. I just finished off by getting the Harpy transformation, so what we're going to do is transform into our new said form here, the Harpy, and we're going to fly up a bit of a ways. The only problem I have with the Harpy is while we can cover a lot more ground easily and it'll be beneficial for us when we make our way through different areas of Sequin Land, it's a little bit more difficult to control them right away because of the fact that the Harpy has very little what am I thinking? What's the word I'm thinking of? Friction. That's the word, yeah. Like very little friction. So, you saw I went into that first room on the left. We actually don't need to go there right away. We can, since we have a key, but we're not, well, technically we don't, but we're not going to go to the room right away. There's a crawl space that you probably wouldn't know about unless you know where where everything is, but if you crawl down here, you'll get this baby warp squid located here. So again, it can be pretty easy to miss, but just know that this area right here, where these this almost kind of like a crown-shaped area, you can crawl through either one of those crawl spaces right there and get that in easily. Now something I'll show you guys here also with the Harpy Form while we're at it. This area that you see here, if you fly down here, it's actually pretty familiar. You're going to see. We were just in here not too long ago where we went through these vortexes, and there are all these items that you could see that we could get if we wanted to, but we had no way to do that because there wasn't a single vortex that we could take that would actually get us to these points. So if you want to come back now and collect them, now that you have the Harpy Form, you can definitely do that. So I wanted to at least show that off, not to mention I could use some more lives and some more gems. Not that we really won't have very much big need for the gems, but we will at some point. You all will see. So let's go ahead and we'll keep on going. Then we'll go to this room, and we will need to get our next key as well here. So I think what I'll do is I'll transform into the Tinkerbat, so I can at least have the ability to climb. As far as I know, I don't think I have to worry about crawling up anywhere else, or through any kind of small cracks in the wall. So don't have to worry about that. But here's the next room where we'll find our fourth key, and we have one of these pincer enemies again as the picture. So get that taken care of, solve that puzzle, get our key. We will get out of here pretty quick. I guess not so quick. If I was fast on the draw, I probably could have run on by before that boulder came out, but I didn't want to take any chances. So now we will come back this way, get hit while we're at it, and there is one other place we need to go as far as collecting warp squids goes. So I'm going to go back a bit of a ways here first off, because we're going to need to go back. Well, yeah, we're going to need to go back a bit of a ways anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and run back, because we'll need to collect a couple more, one more key and then one more, I can't think for the life of me what it is that what else we need to collect. We need to collect one more key, and we need to also collect one other baby warp squid that was in a room that we couldn't quite get to beforehand. So I'm going to try to get through without dying if I can. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's go through this way. There you go. That's what I meant to do. And then come back through this room. I was hoping there's supposed to be a place where we could actually fly up above here and save some time. Okay, here's where it was. So turn into the Harpy, fly up this way, save ourselves a little bit of time, and then we'll come through this room where we're in our first swirling vortex room. there's an area right here that you can only get to as a Harpy. This is basically where we were at the beginning of the game, and you saw the baby warp squid, but we could not quite get to it yet because we had no means to get there. You have to have the Harpy formation to get to that particular one. So, takes care of that. And then finally, there's this area that we can't get up to without using the Harpy form. So we'll fly our way up here. Get to this area where there's another one of those hanging cages similar to the ones the Guardian Genies are in. And then we'll come across, I think, which is what's going to be our last room. And I'll go ahead and transform into the... How many... I wish I had a tally for how many times I mean to transform into the elephant, but instead I transform into the monkey. I'm so used to pushing down and right rather than down and left, I guess. But anyways, go ahead, take out whatever enemy comes out that through that ice block, and we'll finally get to what I think is our last room of getting... as far as getting a key goes here and solving puzzles. Every time I see these, I can't help but think of Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, where you have the Ruins of Alph and you're trying to solve those particular puzzles. It's kind of similar, only you're not flipping boards that are already on the wall. You're just having to put pieces in place in those games, but just made me think of it. But in any case, go ahead and get that key. As far as I know, we are done in this particular area, and last thing I want to do is lose a life, so we'll avoid said part, and then I'm going to have to quickly make our way back to where we were beforehand, because now that we have a couple of keys in place, we can now get to the area that I wanted to get to initially, but I wanted to backtrack a little bit so that we have everything we need. So at this point now we've collected everything we need to collect, other than just maybe one more baby warp squid, and then we'll be done with collecting everything there is to collect in this labyrinth. Alright. I was so impatient there that I just had to take a hit, even though I didn't really want to do that. Okay, we'll save ourselves a little bit of time. Once again, since we're going to be doing this a lot, since we now have the ability to fly, go ahead and fly up this way. The only thing I hate to do is having to button mash the jump button, because that gets old after a while, but that's... I mean, we might as well go ahead and get used to it, because I'm going to be using the Harpy formation a lot. Alright, we'll go ahead and go through this door, so I think our final door that we really need to go through. And then we'll fly our way up here, try to avoid all these pincers if we can. And then fly up, get our final baby warp squid inside this labyrinth. So now we should be good to go and get this final key open here. I lost track of all the keys. I think that was... yeah, that was our last key, because now we get a bunch of these hearts here. I think there's nothing but hearts as far as I know. But yep, we are good to go. So let's make our way towards the boss, and we'll be set. And we get through here, and we finally see that we have come across our last legendary stone of this game. So let's take a look. This looks like the this looks like the place. I was about to say this was a Twinkle Stone. There's the Twinkle Stone, but no sign of Risky Boots. Did she give up after losing the first 3 stones to me? Oh, I highly doubt it. Well, there's Risky's theme playing, but Risky's not there. Instead, we're greeted by this weird looking person riding what appears to be a dragon. Uh-oh, no time for questions now. Yep, so we don't get the random scene of Risky coming in and trying to steal the stone and then getting away. We get the boss fight right away, which is odd. So anyways, let's fight this guy. This is the Dragon Rider. This is the boss that obviously we're gonna have to fight in the air, but basically it's just a guy riding a dragon. Not much else to say about it. He just kind of flies back in place. As far as I know, he swoops in from time to time, but that's really all he does. So what you're gonna have to do, of course, you're gonna have to transform into the Harpy, and you have to fly above, and you have to basically hit the Dragon Rider on the head like 3 times, and then once she's down, dragon will fall, and eventually what you're going to need to do is hit the dragon as many times as you can. And then you just repeat the process. That's pretty simple. It can be a little bit tedious, especially having to try to track him down and hit him on the head. And then of course there's the part of having to transform into the Harpy and then transform back. And it can be a little bit tough at first, but I mean, you just keep this up and you'll be able to defeat him. Alrighty, come here. I think he's flying a little bit higher than what he did beforehand. Yeah, he is. And see, that's the only thing I hate about the Harpy is it's like she's got no trend. Like, she can't stop on a dime is what I mean to say. Alright. Nope, I'll say face this way. No, man, I can only get 2 hits out of that. That's terrible. Alrighty. Get you down the head. I'm surprised that the Dragon Rider's like not feeling any kind of concussion whatsoever from getting hit on the head so many times by my talons, but oh well, what you gonna do? Alright, hopefully this will be the final cycle where I have to destroy the dragon. So we have to take the dragon out first before we get the take out the Dragon Rider. So finally I got him in a good spot. Okay, good. So the Dragon Rider's gone. Then that just, or the dragon's gone. Then that just leaves the Dragon Rider, and he just kind of scampers back and forth, oddly enough. But we're gonna let it. We need to finish him off, but we're gonna finish him off a unique way. So I'm gonna just kind of charge up here, and we'll do a mighty elbow dash, knock him out, and therefore end this boss fight. So we now have our final legendary stone, the Twinkle Stone. And we'll go ahead and collect it as I finish off this video. So if you guys like what you see, or saw in this video I should say, please like, please subscribe, please comment, and when I see you guys next time, we'll go ahead and leave Twinkle Palace and we will figure out where to go to next. I'm sure we'll meet up with the Guardian Genie of Bandit Town, and we'll figure something out now that we will have collected all 4 legendary stones. So, this is Shadow HB3 signing out, telling you guys to stay perky as always. I will see you next time. Field. So let's go ahead and teleport to Scuttletown. Okay, here we go. I didn't need as many tries as I thought I would need it, so thankfully that was the case. And then of course, I'm sure you guys know what transformation we'll need in order to get this talisman.